Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alright, so today I'm going to be smoking a cigarette next to a tree protection area. The sign right behind me, right there on screen, says tree protection area, do not enter. And today I am not going to be entering the tree protection area. Instead, I'm going to be smoking a cigarette next to, but still outside of, this tree protection area right here. And as a whole, I'm looking forward to doing just that, because today I want a cigarette. I want some nicotine, I want a buzz, and so as such, I do suppose without further ado, I should probably go ahead and get my pack all opened up, and I should get one of my last 3 cigarettes in this pack all out. And now that I have my cigarette out, let's go and put the pack in my pocket, get my lighter out as well, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get to smoking a cigarette next to a tree protection area. Without further ado, let's get right to it. Yes sir, you know what I'm saying? And I gotta admit, so far so good, no complaints on my behalf. Smoking a cigarette next to a tree protection area seems like a solid experience, right now at least, I will admit. However, I am only a little bit through my cigarette so far, so I can't say anything for sure. But what I can say is that I do appreciate them making a tree protection area. When they're doing like construction and stuff like that, in my local area, these orange fences and signs tend to go up around the trees that they want to protect, and that is something that I do appreciate. I don't want to see trees unnecessarily getting cut down after all, because trees create oxygen, and you need oxygen to start a fire, which means that you need oxygen to smoke cigarettes, which means that we need trees to be able to smoke cigarettes, so I don't want to see any more trees get cut down than absolutely necessary in my local area. And that is especially the case when the trees are in a public park like where I am right now. That's right, I am smoking a cigarette not just next to a tree protection area, but also next to a tree protection area inside a public park. There's more to this video than you might have initially believed, I will acknowledge. But I like going to public parks that have a lot of trees, and so as such, I would hate to see all of these trees behind me get cut down because they weren't in a tree protection area and somebody accidentally cut them down, because then there would be no trees over here, and I like having trees in public parks. It's really as simple as that, in all honesty. I'm gonna go and grab myself a screenshot for the thumbnail real quick before I go ahead and smoke any more of my cigarette, because I should probably grab a thumbnail now, shouldn't I? Yes sir, yes sir. Hopefully one of those will do as a thumbnail for the video. It is getting a little bit darker though. It's currently 7:10 in the evening. The sun is gonna be going down in about 2 minutes. I wanna say sunset's at 7:12, so we're not just smoking a cigarette next to a tree protection area. We're not just smoking a cigarette next to a tree protection area in a public park. We are actually smoking a cigarette next to a tree protection area in a public park at sunset currently. That's a pretty big deal, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. There's a lot more going on with this video than the title would imply, but I mean, like, hey, what can I say? No complaints on my behalf, that is for sure. Now, one thing I've got to be careful about when I stub this cigarette out, because I am almost done with it, is that I've got to make sure I stub it out completely. I cannot leave any ashes going anywhere because this is a tree protection area. We're trying to protect these trees. I would hate to accidentally cause them to burn down, and I would hate to I'm getting my words a little bit jumbled up. I would hate to accidentally cause a forest fire. Not only because Smokey the Bear would probably come out of the forest with a Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum revolver and he'd probably try to cap me, but also because I just don't want to burn down these trees. I like trees and I don't want to burn them down, so I got to be very careful to make sure I don't, well, accidentally burn them down with my cigarette ashes. But either way, big baller moves, you know what I'm saying? Although, I would have to say getting capped by Smokey the Bear with a .357 Magnum revolver is not a big baller move. But Smokey the Bear be big ballin' with his revolver. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. But that's all there was to my cigarette. I'm gonna go ahead and just stub it out on the bottom of my shoe. I see some ash that went onto the ground. That's still orange just a little bit. I'm gonna go and just get rid of the rest of that. And well, I think that is the video right there. Have I accomplished my goal of smoking a cigarette next to a tree protection area? I'd have to say I have indeed done just that. And so as such, well, I got no complaints on my behalf. Appreciate y'all watching today's video. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video today, like, subscribe, check out my Patreon in the description down below, and make sure to comment your thoughts on this video as viewer engagement is positive. Appreciate y'all watching. To the next one, y'all, stay safe and peace, and have a great one. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying?